Hey everyone, we're going to do your topic proposal today. So we're going to go ahead and go into assignments. And we have this assignment here in Module 3. And oops, sorry, I forgot I was not in, I keep forgetting that I'm not in student mode. I apologize. All right, going back into assignments. Here we go. So when you click on it, there's just a little overview here, and it gives you some instructions. And what you're essentially going to do is you're going to choose a location from this list, and you're going to focus on a specific city, island, or region in one of these areas. And then you are going to answer these 3 questions below. And you're going to be using references to support your arguments and provide some in-text citations. And then there's a rubric that is associated with this that you can look at. So you can see like where you will earn your points and what needs to be kind of in each element. And the paper that you're going to be doing is you're going to the other way that you can kind of access this is if you go into the module itself. So we can go right here into module 3. We can scroll down to the assignment. This is where you're going to submit the paper and you're going to upload it right here. So what you're going to do is, or what I suggest is opening up a Word document or a Google Doc, whatever you prefer to use. And I would go ahead and copy and paste these questions right here. So the first thing you have to do is choose a location. So my location that I am choosing to focus on is, and like I said, it needs to be very specific. So you don't want to just say India, you want to name the city or region of India that you are focusing on. If you're wanting to do something in the Philippines, right, like what is the specific area? Because the Philippines is a very large area. Now, you're going to have to do some background research on this because you're finding a location that has had past disasters that have occurred, and you want 2 hazards that have occurred in the past. Now, it can't be, oh, well, the Caribbean was hit by 2 hurricanes. Instead, it has to be, there was a hurricane and an earthquake, or there was a major tsunami and a major volcanic eruption that happened to the same area. So, there in the announcements, I am going to give you like some links that you can use for this to decide, what has happened in each one of these areas. But that should be kind of like your focus is, what somewhere in here, sorry, I'm stumbling over my words, pick the location and then do some research into what area has experienced 2 natural disasters. So, I'm going to put, the location I'm choosing to focus on is Haiti. Okay. And so I'm going to go through and I'm just going to, you're doing this in an essay format, but I always tell students, like, I would leave the questions there until you have your answers, and then you can go back and delete the question and do your essay, and that ensures that you've answered everything. So this first one says, fully describe the location chosen and the features that make it unique for natural hazards to occur. So essentially, like, where is it located and what parts of that area make it so that natural hazards can occur? So for instance, Haiti is located in the Caribbean. It's an island. It's located on a fault zone. So that makes it, kind of prone to earthquakes. But because it's also located in the Caribbean, it's right smack dab where, hurricane paths cross it. So it has problems with that. Then, so you would you would write those things here, right? So answer here. And just be really, you know, descriptive with it. This should be, you know, I would say each one of these questions should be about a paragraph or two of information that you're putting, because it's supposed to be a 2-page essay. So the second question is, give a detailed explanation of 2 past disasters that have occurred in the area. So remember, we're not looking for 2 hurricanes that hit or 2 earthquakes that hit. They should be 2 different disasters that have happened in that area. So I know, for instance, that there was a big cholera epidemic in Haiti, and there was the 2010 earthquake. And so what I would do is I would just start describing, you know, in detail what happened, you know, fatality rate, what happened with the economics of the area, why it occurred, for, you know, for each one of these. So this right here, like just doing this is not enough. Instead, I want to describe, you know, when those disasters occurred, what happened, and what was kind of like the aftermath of it, with as much detail as possible. And remember, you are, you're supposed to have 2 to 3 references of where you did your research and in-text citations. So let's just say I had, you know, some information here. The 2010 earthquake was created by a thrust fault, and I'm just making this up off the top of my head, just to 10,000 deaths occurred. Right, so I found that in a news article. Let's say I found it in, you know, the New York Times. So I would write, you know, New York Times, and then whatever year it was published in. I have that APA video for you guys to review if you don't remember how to do in-text citations, but essentially any claim that you make that has any kind of numbers in it, or like a strong scientific claim, it needs to be supported with your research, okay? So that's question 2. And then question 3 is give a detailed explanation of all potential natural hazards that are a threat to the area's population. So, you know, I chose to do the cholera and earthquake epidemic, or sorry, cholera and the earthquake, but Haiti is also prone to hurricanes. So I would want to say, you know, in addition to earthquakes and, you know, this cholera epidemic, Haiti is prone to hurricanes. It's also in a, you know, tsunami area that could happen. So you're just looking at any potential hazards that could threaten the population in the future, and you're explaining that here. So like I said, each one of these questions should be about 2 to 3 paragraphs. And then you just want to go back after you've answered and just, you know, delete the questions because you've answered it, and just make sure that, you know, you have your paper in a easy to read format. It's organized correctly. You know, you've indented your paragraphs and things like that. Make sure that you have your references and your in-text citations, and all that good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. Whoops. So yeah, so then you just scroll down here, upload it, and you should be good to go. But like I said, the main issue that people tend to stumble on with this is that they are not narrowing the region to a specific city or a specific region, or they're choosing to highlight, instead of 2 different disasters, it's kind of like the same hazard. So just make sure that it's multiple ones. All right, let me know if you have any questions.